Let's say you retire at the age of 58 in 25 years. How much amount do you think you need to have in your bank account at that point to actually say that I have enough money to retire?
I assume like 3 crores should be fine.
You don't need 3 and 5 crores, you need 27 crores at that point.
Oh my goodness.
I don't have any idea on investments, mutual funds or stocks.
So how and where are you saving or investing this money?
We are investing in tech funds.
Where we are roughly around 30,000 per month we are investing.
Can you, Bhaskar and Janaki, tell me what are your big goals that you want to achieve?
Kids' education or
Retirement.
our retirement of going on some vacations and all.
Let's say you want to invest 1 lakh rupees per month, then in that case, something like this could be a good idea, right? So hello everyone and welcome to a brand new episode of MoneyWise, and today we are joined by a lovely couple, Bhaskar and Janaki. Thank you so much for being on the show, folks.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to meet you. Yeah.
Even we feel great.
Thank you so much. Means a lot. And can you both tell us what you do and where you're from?
So I'm Bhaskar and she's my wife Janaki. Basically we are from Visakhapatnam and we work as a software engineers. And we both work for same company, HCL. And recently, we are blessed with a newborn baby as well. Yeah. So
wow.
We are also having first kid, like he's 4 years old, and newborn is like 2 months.
Got it.
Right.
Yeah, and he's 33 years old and I'm 28 years old. So we are married for 5 years. And so I think now it's the time for us to go ahead with this investment since we were with 2 kids and we are financially somewhat stable now. So we wanted to proceed with these investments. And so coming to our financial status and everything, he is working in a stable position, and even I'm working in a stable position. We are earning an income of around 2.2 per month, and so we are also having few debts and few expenses, and so we just want to align and we just want to allocate our savings in such a way that it would be useful for us in the future for the kids' education or
retirement.
Our retirement of going on some vacations and all. So we just approached you. We need your help for this.
Understood. Got it. So the 2.2 lakhs, Janaki, that you said that you earned combined,
yes.
Is that the post-tax money after all deductions that hits your accounts together?
Yeah, it's in hand. It's in hand.
It's in hand money. Got it.
Yes.
And just to get an idea of, we're setting up the base just to get an idea, the house that you're sitting in, is that something that you own or are you renting the house?
Right now we are in my mother's home. So
okay.
This is the own house for my father, and they are having an own house.
Okay.
In Vizag we are having own houses from both the parents' end. And in Hyderabad we have recently purchased a new flat. And we have a home loan on it for around 60 lakhs.
And we have operated out for rent, like we have given it out for rent, and we are staying in some other place in Hyderabad.
Got it. And the house that you have bought, that is 60 lakhs. What is the EMI for it and what is the rent that you're getting for it because you've rented it out?
Yeah, so EMI, what we are paying is around 57,000. That's from this year till last year, it was around 45, 46. So this year I have increased my EMI because of rate of interest. It got fluctuated like floating rate. So again, based on your reels and your videos, I just went to approach the bank and I asked them not to increase the tenure. Rather than that, I wanted to increase my EMI so that I wanted to reduce this burden, house burden, loan burden as fast as possible.
Like we want to get it cleared on the given tenure. We have taken the tenure for 20 years. We just don't want it to get extended. And also you have made some reels, like we have got some information like we will have to pay at least an EMI in extra for an year so that the tenure is not getting increased.
Our tenure will get reduced also, like lot of interest will be getting benefit for us.
We can save that amount. And the house we have rented out, it is generating around 24.5k per month.
Yeah.
So the balance, while whether to prepay your loan, pay 1 extra or 2 extra EMIs per year versus investing that money is a very, very personal choice. Because for
I have
both of you,
I have that question actually. Like I wanted to know like whether prepaying the home loan is prior. I mean, I have to give the first priority or investing that prepayment of that amount. No, investing that amount in any kind of
correct.
mutual funds, or which one would be the better? Because I'm seeing multiple reels. I don't have a clear idea.
You have a home loan of 60 lakhs. Now 17.3, 17 and a half years are left. Your interest rate is 9%. So your EMI is about 57,000, correct? That's what exactly you're paying today.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Now in this case, right, let's say, because now the thing with home loan prepayment is that there is no right answer according to me, whether to prepay or whether to not, because it's a very, very personal decision.
Okay.
Simply because if you feel that the home loan is a burden that is adding a lot of stress to your life, you're feeling खत्म हो जाना चाहिए जल्दी से. So in that case, you want to prepay some part of it, not the entire part in one go, some part of it. So the screen that I'm sharing will tell you how making small prepayments, and we won't even consider yearly prepayments, right? We'll consider ad hoc prepayments that you're making every now and then, so that it becomes easier. Because one additional EMI may be a lot, but at times you may have 50,000 rupees that you want to prepay. So we consider the impact of that, right? So now if you notice, you have 208 months left, correct?
Right.
For your home loan. Now, if a year later you make a prepayment of 50,000 rupees, that reduces your tenure by 5 months.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay? So if you think about it, that is about less than one EMI that you're paying extra per month. Okay? Generally, when you are prepaying your home loan, if it's at the start of the tenure, in the first 40% of the tenure, it has a higher impact, because at that point the interest payment is much more. So if you notice, out of the EMI that you're paying, only 13,000 is principal, and it slowly starts increasing as the years go by.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Now in, let's say, month 24, you again have 1 lakh extra, almost 2 months of EMI. That reduces your tenure again by 7 months.
Okay.
So you have saved 5 months, 7 months, that is 12 months right away. And in terms of the impact it has on your interest, total payment, is that now your tenure goes down from 208 months to 198 months. Then at the same time, you will see the interest that you have saved is 4.3 lakhs already because of this. Yeah. So you will finish your home loan about 10 to 12 months sooner in this case. And you can keep adding these extra payments to your home loan prepayment. So again, let's say you add 50,000 here. Now you will see the impact is slightly lower. Here it's 4 months, whereas here it was 5 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. So given that, what I would suggest is, the sense that I am getting from talking to both of you right now is that you don't want this high home loan burden constantly. So try to make half or one EMI extra payment every year, not more.
Okay.
Because you've already got if you think about it, a good home loan tenure of 20 years. For a lot of people, they take 30-year home loans because that reduces the EMI that
Yes.
that they have to pay. Whereas you have done the right thing, taken the 20-year tenure. So you want to balance out feeling comfortable, but at the same time, by not trying to prepay it very, very soon and still investing that money, so that you are stretching your comfort zone when you're investing more money, but you're also catering to your mental peace when you're prepaying that loan. So a combination of both, I think, is a better idea for both of you specifically. Now, when you shared your expenses with me, and as we say that we'll be flashing it on the screen, I noticed that you had 3 loans in addition to the home loan that you had taken.
Yes.
So can you tell us which those 3 loans are, for what amount, how much is the outstanding amount, what is the interest rate on each?
Yeah. So one we have is a gold loan, which is almost 10 lakhs, right? 10 lakhs, and the interest we are paying per month is around 10,000. That is one thing, and another one is
From his uncle, he has taken an amount of 10 lakhs. We have repaid 5, and 5 lakhs are still pending, and we'll have to repay that.
Yeah. For that we are paying interest of 5,000.
5,000 rupees.
Initially, just 1 month back, I have repaid 5 lakhs from my savings. So currently, from this month, I am paying in 5,000. Earlier, I used to pay 10,000 per month. Right now, I am paying 5,000. And another one is a car loan, which is shared by myself and my brother. So it comes around 8,000. So we are sharing it 4-4. So that is the one thing.
Got it. And how much is the car loan payments are left in terms of years?
1 year is left. 1 year is
One
left.
more year.
By
1
next
year.
year, August, it will be completed.
Got it. So if you think about it, for the gold loan, I'm doing a small mental math here. You're paying 10,000 rupees as interest. So that's 1.2 lakhs per year. So 1.2 lakhs per year for 10 lakhs is about 12%. Same rate of interest for the loan that you've taken from your uncle. Correct? Both are at 12%.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Now in this case, one of the factors that you want to consider here is instead of prepaying the home loan, you want to prepay this loan faster. Simply because the home loan interest rate is 9%. And I'm very sure that if you go to your bank and tell them that I want to now move to a different bank for my home loan because they're offering me 8.3, 8.4% interest, they will reduce your interest rate from 9 to 8.3, 8.4.
Okay.
Because they don't want to lose a customer. And I would suggest doing this at the end of a quarter. So, now April, May, June was one quarter, right?
Yes,
Now
yes.
July, August, September will be one. So I would suggest doing it this quarter because what happens is banks don't want to lose a customer at the end of a quarter because they can't show it in their quarterly results.
Okay.
And if the quarterly result for even that bank has one lower loan, it has a negative impact.
Seems like a very good idea.
Exactly, and you save 0.5% interest, right? Which is a lot of money saved. So
Yes,
let me, in
it
fact,
is.
just quickly go back to the calculator of home loan of the home loan prepayment calculator, and what you would see right away is if this interest rate goes down to 8.5%,
Okay.
look at the EMI that changes,
Yes, yes.
right? Earlier it was 57,000 at 8.5%, 55,200, and at 8.35%, which a lot of my clients are getting their loan at. Because they have negotiated their interest rate, it will go down to 54,673. So that frees up 2,000 odd rupees every month, which is fantastic, right? Because that's a lot of money saved again if you stretch that over a longer time frame.
Roughly around 25K per year. Yeah.
Exactly. So that is fantastic. So instead of prepaying the home loan, prepay these loans, the personal loans that you have, because they're much higher interest,
Yes,
right?
yes.
12%, which is extremely high. Right now, Bhaskar and Janaki, you're doing about 2.5 lakhs per month in income, and out of that, every month about 1.3 to 1.4 is left.
Yes.
So how and where are you saving or investing this money? Are you doing any investments currently?
Currently, PPF is the one thing which we are investing, PPF, because I have already invested 1 lakh for this financial year. Another 50 is left. I need to
Okay.
invest that
So around 12,500 per
per
month.
month. I mean,
Goes out, correct.
Yeah.
That leaves about 1.3 lakhs as surplus.
apart from that,
We are investing in chit funds.
yeah, chits.
fine.
Chits is another
Okay.
thing where we are roughly around 30K per month.
30,000.
Yeah, 30,000 per month we are investing.
Got it. And what got you to start investing in chit funds?
I don't have any idea on the investments. I don't know idea about mutual funds or stocks. Nothing. No idea about
Got it.
anything. So rather than simply keeping it in my savings account, better to invest in the chits, which was run by my father itself, so that
Correct.
sometime, some or the other time, I can bid that amount. I can clear some debts out which are outside.
Got it.
In this area, I have cleared 5 lakhs for my relative, which was earlier 10 lakhs, no, I told. So 5
Correct.
lakhs I have cleared in that way only, like my savings and as for the chits which I got.
And how much money do you have now in your chit fund account or chit funds in general?
Around 30K.
After that 5 lakh redemption?
Now still we have 2 chits left.
Okay.
That will give us around 4 lakhs.
Around 4 lakhs. Okay.
Yeah.
So part of that, so I am of the opinion that you should not be investing in chit funds. Because so chit funds are regulated by the Indian law, but at the same time, things can go wrong in chit funds. There are some very well-run chit funds, but at the same time, there is more propensity and more ability to manipulate the chit fund market. But at the same time, there are better avenues available. If you want safe and guaranteed returns, or if you want growth as well.
Yes.
So, would you be open to not investing in chit funds at 30,000 rupees that you're investing today every month?
Yes, that's completely fine for us. Like, I mean, right now what we are running, it has to be completed. I mean, we can't stop in between. So
Correct.
once that is done, we are ready to stop and we are ready to invest outside.
Got it. All right. Sounds good. And when does that tenure end for the chit fund?
7 to 8 months, another 7 to 8 months.
Got it. Got it. So by the end of that, you'll have about 4 plus another 2.5. And there'll be some additional money that comes in beyond that then.
No, I guess it is only 4. It is
Around in between, it will be around 3.7 to 4.
3.7 to
3.7 to 4 in between that.
Okay, after the cycle completion.
Yeah, after final completion, yes.
Got it, got it. Okay, understood, understood. Sounds good. Outside of that, outside of the 12,500 in PPF, the 30,000 in chit funds, do you make any other investments, FDs, RDs, anywhere else?
No, as of now, no.
He is having a term insurance.
Term insurance I'm paying, and health insurance for my mother. I'm taking a look into that.
Okay.
Yeah, and we have a plan. Probably in August first week, we have a plan of taking health insurance for our family. I mean, our four, like for her and myself and my 2 kids, as
Got
well
it.
as for her term insurance. I need to take. Yeah, those are the 2 things which are there.
Understood. And the term insurance that you have, Bhaskar, what is the cover amount of that? How much are you covered?
2 crores.
2 crores, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. So a couple of quick points. So for you, 2 crores, if you think about it, right? You have a 60 lakh loan liability. Is it a joint loan or an individual loan that you have?
It's a joint loan.
Joint loan. Okay, great, right? So if you think about it, the liability, because currently you are earning together 2.2 lakhs.
Yeah.
So if something were to happen to you, then a part of that 2.2 wouldn't come in anymore. And
Yeah.
because you have expenses of a lakh almost
Yes.
per month,
Yes.
that would be paid by Janaki, but then there is no additional money at all.
Yeah.
So 2 crores in your situation with your family, right? 2 very young kids, one a newborn, one is again very young, right? 4 years old.
4 years.
So it's
Their entire life is ahead of them. The education costs that would, we go through the education expenses as well in just a bit.
Okay.
But you will see that it will cost a lot of money in the future.
Well,
So, yeah, just to give you an idea, so if the college fees of someone, just 13 years in the future is 10 lakhs per year, at a 10% inflation, you're looking at about, instead of paying 10 lakhs today, about 35 lakhs at that point.
Oh,
yeah.
So, that is how big inflation plays a role in financial planning. So, instead of 2 crores, I would say at least go for a 3 or 4 crore cover. Now that you have this in place, continue with this, but you want to buy a separate term insurance. You can do that. That's allowed.
yeah. Another one I can take. Another
Exactly.
term insurance. Okay.
So, yeah, because you're under 35, you can get a cover of, depending on the company, 30 to 35 times your pre-tax income,
Okay.
your gross salary.
Yes.
Which is great, which can be a big amount. Yeah, so 3.5, 4 crores would be possible for you. And Janki, the same for you, right? Because again, you're building this together, this life that you are. The same kind of cover for you. And even with your health insurance, think about a higher cover like, 1 crore. It sounds like a ridiculously high amount, but even health inflation is 14% in India.
Okay.
So a 5 lakh treatment will cost
20 lakhs in just 10 years and 40 lakhs in 15 years.
So you want to account for that as well.
Okay.
You want to get health insurance that you privately own, which will cover the risk that you have in life, because then the major things are covered. And one last element of that is having some sort of an emergency fund in place. So do you have some money saved up in one bank account or somewhere outside of that chit fund as well?
Yeah, currently we are having around 3 lakhs. I mean, I used to have a bit more, but I told you, I have cleared the 5 lakhs amount to my relative. I have cleared 5 lakhs. So currently we are having around 3 lakhs as an emergency fund. I am trying to build up that one as well parallelly along with my investments. So I wanted to build up my emergency fund as well, like at least for 5 to 6 months.
So one thing that you can do, right? Because if you think about it, even after the PPF, even after the chit fund investment, you have about 1.2 lakhs that is left at the end of each month, which is a massive amount.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we want to channelize that in such a way where in 1 more year's time, you have an emergency fund of about 7 to 7.5 lakhs, which is very possible, right? Because you already have 4 that you said that is in
Around 3.
3. All right, you already have 3 in a very safe place that you have kept. Now to take this to 7 lakhs, that's about 4 lakhs additional that you want to invest over a year. Yeah, that is if you think about it, a 35,000 rupee investment. So out of the 1.2 lakhs, 35-40,000 goes towards a very safe asset. So because both of you are in a sufficiently high tax bracket, we want to make sure that that investment is tax efficient, liquid and safe. So we invest that in an arbitrage fund, which is very tax efficient. So that goes there. So in a year's time, that 3 lakhs is now 7 to 8 lakhs through the emergency fund that we have built. That's number one. Then you still have about 80,000 rupees left. And that will only happen for a year, right? You only invest that additional 30 to 40,000 in an emergency fund for a year, because after that you have a big enough emergency fund.
Yes.
Of about 7 to 8 months of expenses. Now the remaining 80-90,000 you have, that goes towards all your various goals. And depending on what those goals are, we allocate the 80-90,000 rupees left.
Yeah.
And then 8 months later, when your chit fund cycle ends, you have another 30,000 that frees up. So this investment can very well become
30,000 will get add on. Yes.
Yeah. So for a year, it will be, let's say, 8 months later, it will be about a lakh, 10,000 lakh rupees. After that, it can go to 1.3, 1.4 lakhs, because now you don't have that 30-40,000 going into an emergency fund every month. Yeah. So think about it that way. 80,000 initially, after 8 months, about a lakh, and another year later, that will be about 1.2, 1.3 lakhs that goes into investing and saving for your future. So can you, Bhaskar and Janaki, tell me what are your big goals that you want to achieve? And don't hold anything back. Tell me everything that you want to achieve. We'll see how to make it happen. If it's possible, what you need to get there. So don't hold anything back when I say that.
Definitely, the first and foremost goal is about the kids' education.
Okay.
When, by the time they reach 18 or something, we definitely need a bulk amount, and for that, and at most, the other priority will be our retirement. So
Got
we
it.
don't want to rely on our kids, or we don't want to, we just want to have our savings for ourselves.
Correct.
So, and apart from that, we want to go on some vacations or something just for that. So,
I mean, that is our last priority, but these two are the first thing is the kids education, and the next one is the retirement. These are the main two goals.
I'm just thinking out loud here, right? So the big goals are retirement, kids' education, and vacations, which become the last priority.
Yes.
And at the same time, finishing your home loan.
Yes.
I mean, when we are in jobs itself, we wanted to reduce that burden as fast as
We
possible.
don't want to keep it on our head for the last.
Correct. Understood. Yeah. So think about it this way. You have about 18 years of home loan left. 2.5 years are done.
Yeah.
So by the time you're 50, 51, as per current, if everything stays constant, by the time you're 51, your home loan gets repaid.
Yes.
Yeah. Generally, and because Janaki, you are 28 years old, you have about 4 to 5 years more in terms of your work life than what, say, Bhaskar would work for traditionally, right? So in that case, that is one benefit that you get, where you have one income that may keep coming in at a higher rate for 4 or 5 years. Now, Janaki, you may very well say that, no, when Bhaskar retires, even I want to enjoy. That's a different conversation altogether. But the vacation that you mentioned, ideally, when do you want to go for vacation and where, so that we can figure out the amount as well for that?
Definitely before he's 40.
Okay.
Yeah, around
Definitely before it's 40.
40 to 45 also, that even that one is also fine for us.
That's also fine.
We just want to go out of country for a vacation. Around for 15 to 20 days. So,
Got it.
yeah, so that would be a lump sum amount, right? To go abroad and just enjoy 15 to 20 days, that would cost more. So we have just included that in our plan as well.
Correct. Makes sense. Bhaskar and Janaki will figure out now how you can achieve those various goals, right? A vacation before 40, the retirement and kids' education, both kids' education, right?
Yeah.
So that's, we have to account for that. Tell me one thing. One of the reasons that you said that you are not currently investing anywhere else but chit funds primarily is because you are not aware as to how the investing landscape works. So do you know what mutual funds are? Or do you want me to quickly go through how a mutual fund works?
Yeah, basically just a rough idea I have, but not in depth actually. I just have like three types, like large cap, mid cap, and small cap.
Got it.
Like rough scenario, rough idea I have, but not in depth clarity I don't have much.
Got it. All right. So a mutual fund, Janaki and Bhaskar, we'll go through the basics very quickly, and then I'll show you an example of a mutual fund portfolio as to how it invests money.
Sure.
So in a mutual fund, there are people like you, me, all our friends, family members who are giving money to a mutual fund house.
Okay.
Now the mutual fund house pools all that money and uses that money to invest in various kinds of assets. That could be stocks, gold, bonds, real estate, could be a bunch of categories that a mutual fund invests in. Mutual funds that only invest in stocks are called equity mutual funds.
Okay. Yes.
Ones that invest in only bonds are called debt mutual funds. A mutual fund that invests both in stocks and bonds is called a hybrid fund, right? Because it's a mix of both.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a mutual fund that invests in stocks, bonds, and gold is called a multi-asset fund because it owns multiple assets.
Yeah.
Now, as per the regulator of the Indian stock market, SEBI, there are technical definitions. What percentage qualifies it as a multi-asset fund, a hybrid fund, an equity fund. I won't get into that because that really doesn't matter when you actually start investing.
Okay.
Now, a mutual fund, right? So, is there any mutual fund that you have heard of? Your friends, family members, they have been talking about something? Or
Yeah, like HDFC large cap. Yeah.
HDFC large cap, yeah. So HDFC large cap, the fund is called the Top 100 fund. It's a very old fund. Now, what I'm going to share with you is how this HDFC fund that you spoke about, the HDFC large cap fund, which is called the HDFC Top 100, where it invests money and what it is exactly. Because I feel that is very important to understand because then you become more aligned with investing in funds, right? Because you become more familiar with them. So your confidence level goes up, right? So this is the HDFC Top 100 fund, okay? It's a large cap fund. That means it invests in India's top 100 companies by size that are listed on the stock market.
Okay.
Okay. So these will be companies worth lakhs of crores of rupees. Or many tens and thousands of crores of rupees. To give you an idea, here's the HDFC Top 100 fund. Okay. It was started in 1996 September. A long time ago. And it's managing 35,000 crores of client money. So when I said earlier that people like you, me and our friends, family members pool money, the amount of money pooled by such people in this one fund is 35,000 crores.
Oh, okay.
Now that 35,000 crores gets invested in, because it's a large cap fund, equity markets or stock market. Where does it actually get invested? In 48 companies in this particular fund, if you can see here.
Fine.
Okay. Now, if I scroll down, you will see the various sectors that the fund is investing in. So, 34% of the fund money is going into finance or banking related stocks.
Okay.
13% into IT and technology related stocks. And then you'll see the list, various sectors where it's investing. In which stocks is this fund investing in? Here you will see, right? ICICI Bank forms 10% of the fund's money. So think about it. 35,000 crores is how much this fund manages. Out of that, about 10%, 3,500 crores is only ICICI Bank.
Okay.
Okay. Now tomorrow, if ICICI Bank, if you think about it, moves by 10% in 1 year. Okay. So ICICI Bank, whatever the stock price is, it moves up by 10%. Because this fund has 10% in ICICI Bank, whatever the fund moves by, it will move by 1% because of ICICI Bank. Because 10% of the fund is ICICI Bank, it moves up by 10%. So 1% will be the addition.
Yeah.
If it moves up by 20%, that means the fund has moved by 2% because of ICICI Bank. The rest of the movement happens because of all these other stocks and how they move.
Okay.
So HDFC Bank, Reliance Industries, NTPC, Larsen & Toubro, Bharti Airtel, all are big popular companies because they're amongst the top 100 biggest companies in India. And how much a fund grows by is a factor of how all these different stocks have grown and what weightage the fund carries. Okay. So now the thing is, let's say in HDFC's top 100 fund, you had started an SIP investment or you made a lump sum investment. So we'll now just go through that, right? So over the past 1 year, this fund has grown 34%.
Okay.
Okay. So if you had invested 1 lakh, there will be a lakh 34,000 today.
Okay.
At the same time, if let's say this is 5 years, okay, over 5 years, what is the annual return that this fund has generated? That, as you can see, is about 18%. That means your investment has doubled in 4 years. So if you had invested 1 lakh 5 years ago, that investment has more than doubled. So now it's beyond 2 lakhs. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is the power of what such a fund can do. So does that explain you how a mutual fund works?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Now when we want to create your mutual fund portfolio, we want to make sure that first up, we are catering to all the goals that we have. The good thing is all your goals are long-term goals, right? The shortest goal that you have is the vacation that you want to go for before Bhaskar you turn 40, ideally. Yeah. So now let me quickly take you through a goal sheet where I'll enter the various goals you have. And then at the same time, we'll see how much money you can invest and how that grows by the end of it.
Sure.
Bhaskar, you mentioned initially that you were a little unsure as to how much money to actually invest for retirement.
Yeah.
Correct? You don't know what that amount is that will give you the life that you want. What is the number you want to be at? Correct?
Yes.
How much money, Bhaskar and Janaki, do you think you would need to actually retire?
Actually retire.
Give me a number of the top of your mind. What do you think
I
is?
mean, if you consider inflation and all, I think around per month, I think we may need around 1.5 to 2 lakhs.
What is the total amount you would need when you retire? Let's say you retire at the age of 58 in 25 years. How much amount do you think you would need to have in your bank account at that point to actually say that I have enough money to retire?
Around 5 years, she's saying, but I assume like 3 crores should be fine. But depends.
Got it. You don't need 3 and 5 crores, you need 27 crores at that point.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Because of inflation.
Yes. Yes.
That's because you are spending about 1.3, 1.4 lakhs today per month on various things, including some of your investments.
Exactly.
So let's say you even consider you're spending 1 lakh rupees per month. There are two ways to go about this. You can either consider 75-80% of this as the money you would need during retirement, or you can say I need a little more because we don't know how expenses are going to look like.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. We may have some medical expenses too by the time we are near to 60. So we'll have to consider that.
Correct. Yeah. So if you want to draw 1.5 lakhs per month after retiring, we have to factor in inflation, right? 25 years later.
Yes.
So the value of 18 lakhs per year, which is 1.5 lakh rupees per month, when you actually retire at the age of 58, is 97 lakhs. So to be able to buy things worth 18 lakhs today, you need 97 lakhs 25 years later because of inflation. So it's a huge amount, right? So if you had 3 or 5 crores, that money would last you for 5 years, essentially.
Yes.
Yeah, a crore and again increases every year.
Yeah.
So that is the money that you need. Now, how can you get there? Because 27 crores sounds like an outrageously high number. Correct? When you think about it. So how can you get there? Bhaskar, you are currently 33 years old. Janaki, 28. We will consider 33 because, let's say you also want to retire when Bhaskar retires to enjoy life even more. So in that case, let's say you have a 1 lakh rupee SIP that you start investing in, which is possible even now for you, right? With that surplus that you have. That can be even 1.2, 1.3 lakhs after a year, but we consider 1 lakh only. In that case, let's say the market grows at 12%. So the fund that we saw that grew at 18% for the past almost 30 years, 25, 30 years. As I told you, the Indian stock market has also returned above 15% in a diversified portfolio, but we will consider 12% here to be cautious and safe.
Okay.
And let's say you increase your investment amount by 10% every year as your income goes up. Yeah. In another 25 years, when you actually retire, you'll have 43 crore rupees.
Okay.
Now, if you reduce the annual step up by 5%, you have 28 crore rupees. The annual step up is nothing but as your income goes up, you increase your investments proportionately. So now, at a 10% annual increase, you have 43 crores. At a 5%, you have about 28 crores. So you're playing somewhere in that range, basically. Now, obviously, though, you have other goals in life, right? The ones that we discussed: education, retirement, and vacation.
Yeah.
So how many vacations would you ideally want to go for?
Not sure, but maybe
Once
depending
in a
on
year.
kids' education and everything, we may be going once in a year.
Once in a year.
Once in a year. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. So what I've done is I've entered 5 lakh rupees here for your vacation when you're 39. So 6 years from now.
Okay.
Which inflation adjusted is 9.7 lakhs, by the way, at that time.
Okay.
Okay.
Then I have added one more vacation when you're 42 years old
Okay.
of another 5 lakhs. I have added a third vacation as well because now you love traveling in life, correct? Because you've gone for 2 vacations.
Yes.
Huh? Vacation number 4 at 45. Then in about 13 to 14 years, you will need the first big chunk for your kids' education. When your 4-year-old son now needs education expenses when he turns 18, yeah, when he's 16, 17, only you have 10 lakh rupees. That is put into a safe place.
Yeah.
Now the thing is that 10 lakh is equivalent to 35 lakhs 13 years later. I have accounted for 11 years of expenses for kids' education, where every year you need 10 lakh rupees. So in total, I have accounted for 1.1 crore value worth of education through your entire life for your kids' education. What you actually withdraw every year is much more though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The final education withdrawal of 10 lakhs 23 years later will be worth 90 lakhs. So you're withdrawing money worth 19 lakhs at that point.
Okay.
Now, if you think about it, how much money did you need for your retirement?
27 crores.
Yeah. So this is how much money you would need for your retirement, right? With 33 after 25 years, you want an income of 1.5 lakhs and that you need about 27.5 crores at that stage.
Yeah.
Now, do you think that after going for 8 vacations that cost 5 lakh rupees each, adjusted for inflation, that will be worth over a crore. At the same time, paying 1.1 crores for education for both your kids, adjusted for inflation, that will be worth more than 6 odd crores. How much money do you think you would have for your retirement? So there you go. After paying for all your expenses, you still have 37 crores
Oh.
at the age of 58, Bhaskar, and Janaki when you're 53 years old.
Yeah. Okay.
Now the thing is, let's say you reduce this by reduce the step up to 5%. Huh? Because you think, okay, 10% is too high. Let me grow my SIP at 5% every year. The amount that you are investing. In that case, now you have 20 crores, 20.7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now let's see how much 20.7 crores would be enough or not enough for retirement, and how much that 20 crores would generate during retirement. So let's try to reduce this income to 1 lakh per month.
Yeah.
And through that, you would have even 18 crores would be enough for that 1 lakh per month growth or income during retirement, adjusted for inflation. So what that again means is that when you're 58, you are drawing 12 lakhs or 1 lakh per month. But what is essentially getting withdrawn is 65 lakhs. Because inflation adjusted, this may seem like a very complicated chart. But when you're in 2049, the value of 12 lakhs is going to be 65 lakhs.
Okay.
In 2056, the value of 12 lakhs is going to cross a crore at a 7% inflation.
Got it.
Yeah, I get it.
You spend 6 odd crores on your kids' education.
For going for vacations, not 1 but 8 vacations over this period. And yet, you have more money than you would need during retirement,
Yes.
where you can draw 1 lakh rupees inflation adjusted for 30 years. Or in a different case, 1.5 lakh per month inflation adjusted for 30 years.
Yeah.
But all this is contingent on 3 factors. That your investment is 1 lakh per month,
Yeah.
that your step up is 5 or 10%, depending on the amount you want to withdraw, and that the market grows at 12% annually.
Normally, if we start investing, we'll be investing through multi-asset allocation or just a normal mutual funds, so that get categorized into like the equity ones and other things.
Let's say you want to invest 1 lakh rupees per month, then in that case, for your situation, something like this could be a good idea, right? So out of the 1 lakh, about 60% goes into balanced funds, which are bonds plus stocks. And the remaining 40,000 gets invested maybe 10,000 in a momentum fund. Momentum fund is a kind of fund that invests in stocks that are going up. So the idea is if something goes up, it will keep going up. When it starts falling, it will keep falling. So you want to keep buying things that are going up and not buy things that are going down. In a nutshell. So 10,000 rupees goes there, 30,000 is left. Out of the 30,000, about 20,000 goes into mid-cap funds. These are medium-sized. These are funds that invest in medium-sized stocks. By medium-sized, I mean 101st to the 250th company in terms of size in India. So still large companies. And the remaining 10,000 into a small-cap fund, which is number 251st to the 500 stock in India in terms of size. When you do this, you are buying bonds and stocks and large cap stocks to the balance fund. You're buying mid cap stocks and you're buying small cap stocks. Once you get more used to investing, you will start reducing the balance fund allocation. So from 60, maybe it can go to 40, then maybe 30 as you get more comfortable. Because your first experience with investing is very important. Because if you invest money and suddenly the market drops 30% in 1 year, you would have invested 12 lakh rupees, that is only 9 lakh rupees now. Which is something you don't want to be in, right? That situation.
Yes.
So we want to again take baby steps, right? Go in the baby pool, have a float, learn how to, paddle your hands, feet, how to breathe, and then you want to get into the deeper waters.
Exactly.
So
yes.
even in deeper waters, I am a firm believer that most people should have about a 20%, 15% allocation to safer assets. Because that just means that you are more likely to stay invested and not exit just because, the markets are not doing well.
So we just wanted to take a moment to appreciate for you for this call. See, there were many number of people thriving to make decisions like this. See, we have got good capital. We don't know where to invest and all. We really wanted to thank you so much, Udayan. Like, this is very helpful for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I'm very happy that it gave you clarity and also direction, right, as to what are the exact next steps that you want to take to reach all the goals that you have.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Very kind of you to say that, and thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Udayan. Thank you.